I messed up. I look back at old material, I'm really embarrassed by it. It does not hold up. I just ask people's forgiveness because I was a kid, and I'm trying to learn all the time, you know, so. Cool. Saying you could dig up old stuff of mine right now, show it to me, I'd be horrified of it. I mean, what was supposed to be funny in 2008, let alone from a 17-year-old stupid little white boy, was, you know, bad. I've had jokes that I thought were taken as the very thing they were satirizing. You know, like were seen as racist when it was meant to be the exact opposite of that. But, you know, that's part of the gamble of what performing is. It's meant to be interpreted in any way it can. And I don't know, I'm just like, you know, my mother's a hospice nurse, so it's hard for me to look at, you know, a couple college kids with signs outside a comedy show and think that I'm, you know, up against anything structurally. And yeah, sometimes I think the pendulum has swung the other way, a little too far from whatever, but it's a good direction, you know, and it'll correct itself in the middle. But no comedians are being, you know, thrown in jail. They're getting like lit up on Twitter maybe a few times. They go through, you know, and that's wrong and maybe bad sometimes. But again, this is from people who have had their opinions heard relentlessly, hours every night, all the time. And then a blogger gets up and expresses their opinion in a blog, and it's like, what? I mean, I don't understand it. It makes no. How do you not understand that the audience has the same impulse you do?
You know, you have things you did in 2006 when you were 16, right? That are still out there in the world. How does that feel to be, in your research, a teenager now, feeling like everything I put out that isn't on Instagram stories or Snapchat is kind of my personality profile forever?
Yeah, well, I've tried to just very, you know, people that don't know, I posted a lot of YouTube videos when I was in, you know, 16, 17, 18, 19, funny songs, which like, funny, edgy songs, which like the edgy, you know, comedy of a 16-year-old in 2006 does not really square with the cultural moment of 2018, pretty clearly, no, really, or square with me personally now. So I've tried to, you know, be pretty transparent about that and say like, I'm sort of living out loud like a lot of us are, and I'm growing and I'm changing. And yeah, for my issue is more, I don't know, I try not to think about this sort of like me. I think everyone has this pressure to sort of like think of their own brand and their own narrative and where they're going and what they represent. And all, focusing on that too much for me has just led to anxiety and sort of oblivion. And it's much better for me to just sort of take moments as they come, try to be forgiving of myself. We're going to get to a moment where every presidential candidate has the embarrassing stuff they did when they were 14 and 15 all over the internet, and we're going to have to do some sort of like amnesty program where we're just like everyone's good or something. I don't know. So that's the balance, is like we should absolutely be holding people accountable, but can we also allow young people to, and everyone to, you know, live and fail and learn? I don't know what the balance is.
There's something fraught right now, without getting too into the news, of just being able to be hung on those past mistakes. Is that something you've ever encountered, or do you feel like you're just honest and you're like, I don't apologize for being an idiot at 16?
I apologize for being an idiot.
Oh, you do?
Oh no, I totally do.
You do apologize.
I'm not going to delete the videos because I just actually feel like that's me pretending like I wasn't that, and I want to be an example for people to show like you can start here and get there. I mean, I disavowed the things I would publicly trash talk my old stuff before anyone cared to even, you know, no one even cares who I am, so they weren't talking about it. But like, yeah, I mean, I'll disavow literally anything I did like 8 months ago. I mean, like from that to the beginning, I'm like, I'm trying, you know, so yeah, but I understand it. I certainly understand in the current cultural moment when it feels like the infrastructure of America has absolutely no justice built into it, that we're kind of trying to seek justice in other places. So I absolutely understand that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be an example of someone, I have offensive things that I'm very proud of being able to be here, and every video I posted allowed me to be here, and I wouldn't touch a single thing because of the butterfly effect. I wouldn't be able to be here, but I'm very grateful that, you know, all the moments led to this moment. But it's embarrassing. Some of them are embarrassing. Some of them are, you know, 2006, 16-year-old trying to be edgy. It's kind of, it's a little homophobic. It's a little racially insensitive. And I'm happy to be an example of someone that failed out loud publicly in a certain way and was hopefully able to evolve and get past that. And I do worry that kids don't have that freedom anymore. They don't have the freedom to fail out loud, because a huge part of being anything, not just being creative, is failing and trying things and feeling in the dark and going, oh, that's a wall, okay, I don't go past there, but like, and there are some stoves on, you know what I mean? I'm just stretching metaphors left and right.
No, I get it.
You get the, it's
get
like,
burned.
It's like, you're gonna f up, you're gonna say some wrong shit, and you have to be able to atone for that. If you're a kid, you have to be given the...
the fear of seeing entire lives wiped out because a mistake is revealed.
Yeah, especially if it's a kid, a 17-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, that's the other thing, though, about the current moment that's so difficult. But is correct, probably. How many caveats you have to make, how many subordinate clauses you need to make before you actually say your statement. But it's probably right. I have embarrassing, offensive, bad material from when I was 16 and 17. Stuff I cannot stand behind. You know what I mean? Truly, I have a song about like Helen Keller. It's not funny. It's actually mean. It's like mean and not cool and cheap. I'm pretty ashamed of it. But am I that ashamed that I was 16 and thought that was funny? No, I can kind of forgive myself for it.
And to have it still online is to be like, and to disavow it, I think, is a powerful way of conveying that message.
I might have deleted that one. I actually think I did delete that one. But yeah, I'll disavow any of that stuff.